Hello, Pop Pickers. I'm Matt Fox, curator of the I Grew Up 80s exhibition. And if you remember the 80s, then come with me on a little journey through time as we count down the top 10 nostalgic items.
Hi folks, and welcome to the Top of the Picks, and have we got a countdown for you? Take a look at the freshest and coolest objects from our 80s exhibition, I Grew Up in the 80s. Starting off at number 10 is the Swatch Watch, everyone's favourite 80s accessory. In at 9 is iconic films of the decade, and one of the all-time classics, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Making their first appearance in the chart at number 8 is the BMX Bike, first appearing in Britain around 1980. The next hit at number 7 is the Adidas High top, made popular by Michael Jordan and rapped about by Run DMC. They became an aspirational fashion statement for British youth in the 80s and made the plain plimsolls of the previous decade look totally outdated. The highest climber in at number 6, Care Bears, a merchandising phenomenon in the 1980s, encompassing movies, TV, books, games, toys, and more. In at 5, the Sony Walkman TPS L2, the original personal stereo of the 80s. In high demand, it was the first kind of personal tech, preparing the way for today's smartphones. Chart entry of 4 is the Casio KX101, which earned the title King of Boomboxes, with 131 individual buttons and dials, including its own keyboard. In at number 3, the Atari VCS. With 30 million consoles sold, it could be considered the foundation upon which today's entire video games industry was built. It remains a design classic with rubber-clad joysticks, red fire buttons, and iconic walnut trim. Another classic at number 2, and what got us dancing through the decade, 80s music. Britannia rules the airwaves at a time when British music achieved a level of worldwide success that it hadn't since the height of the Beatles' popularity in the 1960s. Favourites include Queen, Genesis, Elton John, Paul McCartney, David Bowie, along with new acts Duran Duran, The Police, Eurythmics, UB40, George Michael, and Dire Straits. Everyone's favourite and top of the chart at number 1 is the Rubik's Cube, a craze that generated in an estimated 200 million cubes sold. Speed cubing competitions still take place today. The world record is 3.47 seconds. We hope you enjoyed the countdown. For more awesome 80s memorabilia, check out I Grew Up in the 80s from Saturday 24th of October until Saturday the 13th of March.